Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And I wanted to highlight this article here in particular because it deals with eventually, right, the build up to that prophecy in Isaiah 19 concerning the Lord setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian. Okay, which means the Isaiah 19 being a prophecy about America, though it's referred to as Egypt, it's really speaking about this place. And so the Egyptians would be the modern day Americans. Now, this is also synonymous with 2nd Ezra, I believe the 6th chapter, which talks about friends fighting against each other. And as you're about to see as we go through this article, it's both what this professor said, but also how people are reacting to it. And what I want, what's important to pay attention to here is the language and the intent behind the things that these people are saying. Okay, so the headline reads, "Professor suspended after calling for male Trump supporters to be quote unquote lined up and shot." Now, this isn't like usually you would have, especially in a setting like this. Okay, they might vent or occasionally voice their political opinion or whatnot, but generally people don't go as far as to say like shoot them, right, or execute them or stuff like that. They might make a joke about it. They might say something about a joke about them being humiliated, or they might even say that they need to get their brain checked or something like that. But as you're seeing, especially this political or this election coming up with the two sides, there's a lot of tension and hostility between the two opposing sides here. Okay, and that's the point to highlight, because the divide in this place is not only based on political views, but that weighs heavily when you see how people are starting to react closer and closer to the election. So it says a professor at the University of Kansas was suspended Wednesday after footage emerged of him telling a class that men who choose not to vote for Kamala Harris should be lined up and shot. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to play it and you can hear it and hear what he says. "Seriously, at University of Kansas, you're letting this be said in your classrooms, that men who won't vote for Kamala Harris for president should be lined up and shot? Uh-oh.
Guys are smarter than girls. You got some serious problems. That's what frustrates me. There are going to be some males in our society that will refuse to vote for a potential female president because they don't think females are smart enough to be president. We could line all those guys up and shoot them. They clearly don't understand the way the world works." Did I say that? Scratch that from the recording. I don't want the deans hearing that I said that.
So, I mean, you pretty much heard it there, right? What's even more interesting is when you heard what he said that you're going to have men in society who don't want to vote for Kamala Harris because they don't think that, a woman should be president or something along those lines. And yeah, you will have individuals like that. But then again, you have a lot of people who, even going past just her being a woman, her period. if Kamala Harris was a man, okay, who was still, coming with the same forgetfulness or lack of awareness in these interviews and so on and so forth, basically being puppeteered the whole entire time, you would still have people that just wouldn't vote for said individual for X reasons, right? You have people that have come out and said, "Hey, look at what she said this year. Look at what she said that year. Look at what she has supported. Look at what she has backed." And those are all also reasons for people not to vote for her, right? And then you have the same thing on the flip side with Trump. So is not necessarily about just her being a woman. Okay, but at the end of the day, the point of this lesson is not really to deal with that point, but to deal with what he said there. And that's why at the end he caught himself and he tried to, you know, slip that, but clearly, it's too late, right? As a matter of fact, let me get this precept real quick, because this just came to mind, and this is why the scriptures, this is why this is written in here. Very, very true statement here. Yeah, this is Ecclesiasticus 20:18. To slip upon pavement is better than to slip with the tongue. So the fall of the wicked shall come speedily. And I want to deal with this first part right here. Slipping with the tongue is the tongue meaning like your words, basically. So it's better to slip upon pavement, meaning to actually slip and fall, and maybe physically you might hurt yourself a little, than to say something accidental or say something out of your mouth, because you slip on pavement, you fall, okay, you get back up. Even if it's embarrassing, okay, people forget about it at some point, right? You get hurt, eventually you'll heal. But when you say something and it's out there, and it's now, remember, when you say something, this thing exists now. Okay, what I mean is, it may not have been caught on camera, but what you said now is stored in somebody else's memory. It's stored in their mind. And guess what? While that person is alive, whatever you said still exists, because they're going to remember it. Especially if it's something notable. So that's why it's very important to guard the gates of your mouth with the security of wisdom, to ensure that what comes out of your mouth is what you intend to say, and it has been thought through. Because you say something, and once you said it, is out there, you can't take it back, because it's now, say you say something out of anger to somebody that you care about, and that was something hurtful to them. Guess what? No matter what you do, what you said, even if you forgot about it, will exist in their mind. So it's out there. You can't take it back. But anyway, going back here, so like I said, when he said that, he knew he couldn't take that back, but he caught himself to be like, damn, that was kind of extreme. Or maybe he just said that because he was caught on camera and he's like, ah, shit. The point being, this is the energy that people have, right? Athletics lecturer Philip Lowcock can be seen in the clip telling students, if you think guys are smarter than girls, you've got some serious problems. Adding, that's what frustrates me. There are going to be some males in our society that will refuse to vote for a potential female president because they don't think females are smart enough to be president. We could line all those guys up and shoot them. Or what's worse is he said we. This guy is including himself up in there. They clearly don't understand the way the world works. Okay. Which once again, that's another argument in itself, right? Then he says, did I say that? Scratch that from the recording. I don't want the deans hearing that I said that. Why not? Why not? So now, this is what he's saying. I'm sure there's people that would agree with him and defend the point. But on the flip side, now you have people that are, well, let's read some of what others are saying. The tolerant left saving democracy is disavowing it again. Realizing his batshit crazy rantings were being filmed, he quickly added, did I say that? Scratch that from the recording. I don't want the deans hearing that I said that. Too late, bud. The university suspended the professor after the video went viral, issuing a statement that read, we have been informed that the instructor is being placed on administrative leave. Just going to leave this up for a while. You can pause the video and read it if you would like. Not going to read this whole part here. But anyway, they claim that was trying to stand up for women's rights and equality, but did a poor job of it. Saying men should be shot for their political beliefs is not in any way advocating for women's rights. also at University of Kansas is soft AF, right? As F, for posting this but turning comments off because and as a matter of fact, if they had kept it on, they would have seen you would have seen the intent, the feeling, okay, the divide in a lot of these people. Okay. Um, and what they're saying here is that apparently this is something that actually happened earlier, earlier, but now that the video is going viral, now they're deciding to take action against it or something like that. See what else we have in here. Yeah, the most important parts of that message are earlier this semester and instructor is being placed. Basically saying it happened a while ago, but now that it's in the spotlight, we have to do something about it for public relations. So you think about it, right? Say there weren't any cameras recording this. Say society was already semi-lawless as it is now, but on the much more on the dystopian scale of things, and there were no consequences for this. Guess what? People would be their actions, as it says in 2 Ezra 15, the course of their action will stand in their own power. The reason people don't do certain things is because you have laws prohibiting it. You actually have people like that. But take those laws away and you'll see just how fast a society like this is like a dam that's on the verge of breaking. Let that crack, intensify a little bit more, and you'll see just how quick that water floods everything beyond that dam. And so that is society today. It's on that brink. All right. People are pent up with anger, right? Their lives are already miserable, and adding fuel to the fire with this whole politics. They say I think they say religion and politics are the taboo of a polite conversation, meaning that if you want to have a polite conversation, don't bring up religion or politics, because these are some of like the touchy subjects that typically lead to disagreements, and then you go from there. So, you get the drift. Modern political violence is a thing of the left. Change my mind. See, so there's definitely a divide, and as time goes on, this divide will get so intense that somebody's going to cross the line on one side, and that line will not be uncrossed. So let's get this real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 19. I just want to get the point. This is verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Like today, you would call that civil war, right? Where there's this divide. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. See? And that's what you're starting to see now. So not only is there a political divide, there's also a racial divide, right? And what's the word I'm looking for here? An economic divide, right? Based on different classes. That's that whole rich versus poor, black versus white, Democrat versus Republican, that whole situation. But eventually, them being against each other is going to go to an extreme level, because when things become desperate, when they showed you a scene from the movie Civil War that came out, I believe it was this year, where there's a clip from that movie where you have this guy ask the people there, they said they're American, and he said, what kind of American? See, and and there were bodies right there that they were getting ready to add these people to those bodies. See, so long story short, violence is inevitable according to prophecy, right? It's just going to happen given the scenario that we're in, and what you want to do is prepare by seeking the Lord now, because that's really the only way we're going to be able to be protected in these times. Anyway, just wanted to bring that out, highlight that in prophecy, because once again, as the Lord said, these words are faithful and true. And if you're watching, you're starting to see that picture get painted clearer and clearer and clearer. So with that, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.